Belong to You by Fave. Good morning. I think today is April Fool's too. Hi, my name is Sharon and I'm here with Obi Thompson and you're welcome to the Morning Boss Show today on the favorite radio station, Utica 103.5 FM. Time check is 33 minutes past the hour of 7. And I'm so glad. I am so glad it's a new month. And it's also my birth month too. So prepare. Prepare. Something I hearing. Prepare properly for surprise because you have to surprise me. Me, I've gone through a lot in your hand. How are you doing today? Good morning. What's going on today? What's going on in your area? How are you doing? How did you wake up this morning? Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed or the right side of the bed? Did you wake up shivering? Did you wake up sweating? We want to know how you're doing today. Send a message on our WhatsApp line or you can call us on our studio phone lines 0809 4444058. 0809 4444058. Thompson, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Malabites and Malabresses. Good morning to our very listeners all over the world. It's such a beautiful time to be here once again on the Morning Boss Show. The first day in the month of April. Of course, I'm doing fine. Just like you talked about, it's your birth month. Trust me, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
It's also
amazing. I
Valentine's
just, I
too,
just
Sha.
hope it doesn't fall on a Saturday or a
It's on a
Sunday.
Friday.
Oh my goodness. So, and thank God it's
Yes.
Friday. It's gonna be thank God it's Friday. It's gonna be a party, 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 party. So I don't know. Probably you have to start planning where you're taking us to on the
Then
birthday, and then what we should be expecting.
you're the one that's
And what
supposed to
special
take me
thing?
out.
How am I supposed to take you out?
You're the one
I
that's supposed
hope
to
they
take me
won't
out.
they
No,
won't have
see,
to sue me.
don't take me out. Just buy me gifts.
Oh, I shouldn't take you out.
Don't care.
Finally,
I beg.
confession. Okay, so it's
I don't
April
want,
already, so
please.
it's okay. Yeah, it's good for you to confess that. Oh, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that because I was already scared. What's
Please.
gonna happen to me
Just give
on
gifts
me
so you
taking
can
you out?
send
What's gonna
you can
happen?
send
I can send gifts, right?
cake or
Cake.
gifts anyone. Just send
No, I won't send
it.
cake to my
It's also Vine's birth month too.
Wow.
So
So
there are
all
plenty, there are
bills on
many.
me. You don't worry
So
about that. All bills on me. I'm capable of doing that. So I'm gonna get you guys covered. Okay. So to you out there, how are you feeling this morning? Happy birthday to all of you born today. We'll celebrate you, and of course, we wish you all the very best.
I
And
think
so,
as tradition today is equally April Fool's Day.
yeah, well, but be very careful out there.
Okay.
I tried to jingle out
I'm taking
someone, but
steez.
before I got to where it is, I said no. I was not going to play this prank this morning, so I just need to let go
You
because
wanted to play a prank this
trust
morning.
me, I
See,
wanted to
we
do
take
it,
things seriously in Nigeria
and
now.
it,
Don't
it and
try
it was
anything, no.
something very severe. So I thought that if I was going to do this, this guy was going to feel bad,
Bad.
but he was going to understand why that was because they never, all of them in that circle never knew today was April Fool Day. So I just got to that venue. I have to change my mind immediately. My instinct had asked me not to, play that
Not to
pranks,
mess up.
and all of that. So whenever before you say that to anyone, today, especially today, you have to be very careful. You need to weigh the option
Especially
in
now
case the
that we
person
take things
come after your
seriously.
life. Would there be people to save you? So do April Fool in places where people can easily save you and know that, oh, it's a play, and do it with people you've been having conversation with.
Mm.
Don't just wake up and do it a random thing to anybody at all. Trust me, they're going to get you panabited and all of that. So you just need to be very
Please be
careful. Yeah.
careful, I beg. We take things seriously
Yeah,
now in
you know, the,
this
the, the
economy now.
situation today in Nigeria is very unbearable. So you must not in
Speaking
any way,
speaking of the situation
try
in
to
Nigeria,
play pranks with somebody who is already hungry. An angry man, an hungry person.
speaking of the
Is an
situation
hungry lion.
in Nigeria
Okay.
now, somebody did something to me that was so petty today.
Okay.
In the bus that was coming in. So he carried me from a part of bypass to Atimbo roundabout.
And
And
charges you more than you expected.
no, like see what happened here now. That place, the from the distance I took is 100 naira because I didn't want to
Okay.
walk, so I won't come late. So I'm from Atimbo roundabout, and I asked him whether he was going to main gate, and he said yes, he's going to main gate. I was like, okay, no problem, let's go. I told him specifically, I was like, sir, how much are you collecting? That I'm paying you 300 naira in total. Oh. He was now, I don't know what he even said, he was talking to himself or whatever. Me, at least I budgeted for at least 250, seeing that the fact that fuel price has increased.
Okay.
I reached main gate, and this man, I gave him 1,000. This man gave me 600 naira to use. That's all in all 400 in total. I paid to this place. Meanwhile, normally it's supposed to be either 350 or 300 naira. And he just looked at me and was like, is this, is that? I asked him, he didn't answer me. That's something that was paining me. Like, even I would have come down and taken another vehicle. I just paid him the 100 naira I was supposed to pay him. And then he was so petty about the thing. And he drove away without even considering whether my leg was in the way or something. He just drove away. I was like, it's alright. I took a deep breath in. I was like,
Yeah,
they
sorry
want to
about
tempt
that.
me
Yeah,
this morning, but
some of them.
they will not succeed.
Yeah, some of them are so rude to
Yeah, they
the
can be
extent
very
that
rude.
they feel like without taking that they won't have to survive and they
And
won't make
then
it.
the
So they
distance.
have a way of also paying back to any way anyhow, some way somehow.
Yeah, so me, I'm like, okay, so the 100 naira you ripped me off now is what will help you buy fuel. Like this was just the
Yeah.
thing. Just
So,
it
so
was so
some of them
bizarre in my
literally
head.
believe that most of our drivers literally believe that we are the causes of their
And then
problems,
the day falls back to the
and
common
so
man.
they fall back to you because you have made it be so.
Like
Well, to
and
an
the
extent, it is correct because, and then I reciprocate to them that look, it is you guys who are also part of this injustice we're facing today because when it's time for campaigns, you dole out your cash to give to the same persons who are putting us in the same quagmire. So in a sane country, we're talking about the presidency here. In a sane country, you have made a pledge. And so what exactly would you be campaigning? Why are you even campaigning in the first
and the
place
funny thing is
as
that
a ruling political
the
party? You're not supposed to
distance
campaign. People are supposed to say, this and this is what you have done. And this is what you have been able to do. And this is what we have seen.
the distance
Okay, so
covered is not
yesterday,
enough for the amount of
okay,
money that we spend. Okay, for example, now from Unical Secondary School down to Etagbo Layout, being of the terminal is 200 naira. The distance is short. Look at the amount keke drivers are collecting, and you do not say it's fuel. It's fuel. They're using this as an opportunity to hike the price
yeah.
more than it's supposed to be hiked. At least 150 would do. Why would I? Why would you pay like that? And that's a walkable distance. Actually, it's
Well,
walkable
I
distance
think
actually.
amidst of all of this, let's also understand that if you must go to, a venue, if you have an appointment, you have to wake up on time, you have to prepare anything you're doing, and that will
And
be
work.
on time.
Yes, it's just God that will help us in this country. To be very honest, to everything is fuel. Everything they're blaming it on fuel, hiking prices, different prices. The only God that will help us. So right about now, we're going to go back to the break. When we come back, we'll take you through the weather forecast. This is apt by Rose and Bruno Mars. Do not touch that dial. Khaled. Welcome back from that music break. This is still the Morning Boss Show on your favorite radio station, Unico 103.5 FM. Time check is 47 minutes past the hour of 7, and we're going to go straight to the weather forecast for today. This is the weather outlook for Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. The general overview. Expect a warm, humid day with cloudy intervals and possible showers, especially later in the day. Temperatures stay in the mid 20s to low 30s degrees Celsius with a generally calm but moist atmosphere. In the morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., the temperatures may range from 24 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius, and rain chances may be from 20 to 30%. Light showers possible in some areas. The conditions may be mostly cloudy, humid, and warm. And the practical tip is that it's a great time for errands. Light clothing recommended due to humidity. In the afternoon from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., temperatures may range from 29 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius. Rain chances may be from 40% to 60%, and moderate showers likely with isolated thunderstorms. Conditions may be hot and humid with thick cloud cover. Practical tip is to keep an umbrella close. Outdoor plans should consider possible rainfall. In the evening from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., temperatures may range from 25 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius, and the rain chances may be from 50 to 60%. Showers and thunderstorms are possible. The conditions may be cooler, but still very humid with cloudy skies. And the practical tip is that roads may be slippery after rainfall, so move carefully if driving or walking. The general summary for the temperature is temperatures may range from 24 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius, and the overall rain chances may be from moderate to high, from 40 to 60%. The general advisory is to expect a warm, humid day with probable afternoon and evening rainfall. If you'll be outdoors, carry rain protection and stay hydrated. You heard it here. Stay prepared for the weather. Anything
Weather,
could happen
exactly.
at
Yeah.
any point in time.
Yeah, especially today, the first day in the month of April. Usually we have a very good weather. And then it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be warm. It's very unpredictable. Trust me, it's going to make a lot of persons feel like it's gonna be April Fool. Yeah, it usually
And
happens a lot, and
and
so I think
aside the weather,
yeah,
there's also blockage along Atimbo towards Marian Axis because
okay,
armed forces are doing their normal patrol or something like that.
patrol,
So
okay,
yeah, so there's diversion and they're using one way because of the fact that
there are
they are
many, there are
using
population,
the
yeah,
one part
yeah.
of the road.
Usually
So be
that what
careful
happens.
as much as possible in case you are crossing the road. Be vigilant in case of your safety.
Yeah,
Be
for your
very,
safety,
very
right?
careful when you're crossing the road. And also the motorists down the road, please drive slowly because of the diversion. Also prepare as much as possible for the weather because anything could happen at any point in time.
Yeah.
So walk
That's why we're giving the
properly.
tips.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to wear breathable clothing in terms of
Mm-hmm.
heat, and also go around with your umbrellas or your raincoats, and then drink plenty of water.
Yeah.
That's very important. Yeah, and just so
Walk
that you stay safe.
walk carefully as possible. And then those people that are driving, drive slowly because I realized that drivers in Calabar in
Yeah,
particular
let's say
don't
most
know where their
drivers.
brake is,
No,
like how to use
let's
their
say most
brake.
drivers, because a lot of them are have gone to driving school, while a lot of them have deliberately refused to go to driving schools, and those are the ones putting us in problems and all of that. You see that this is a traffic light that says stop. You're still driving speed passing.
Mm.
That is very dangerous and
And the
risky.
ones that speed past the roundabouts without
Man,
actually
I don't know
holding
why
on.
literally a lot of them don't believe that at runabout you're supposed to slow down
Slow
and
down.
wash out the person on your right. Very, very important.
Every corner
You know,
because I mean it's a roundabout. You have to be careful as much as possible. Please drive slowly as much as possible. And then the weather forecast is saying that there may be possible rain showers
rain
and
showers
there's going to be
today.
this the roads are going to be slippery. So be
Yeah,
careful as much as possible to avoid skidding on the road.
yeah,
It's better to drive safely than drive fast. As much as possible, prepare before you leave the house. Carry an umbrella, carry a jacket. We've mentioned it before. So right about now, we're going to go back to the music break. When we come back, we'll go through the national holidays segment of the show. This is Peru by Fireboy DML and Ed Sheeran. Enjoy and don't touch that dial. That was Crazy Things by Thames. Welcome back from that music break. It's still on the Morning Boss Show on your favorite radio station, Unica 103.5 FM. My name still remains Sharon, and I'm here with Obi Thompson on the first day of April. It's 57 minutes past the hour of 7, and we're going to move straight to the national holiday segment of the show. The first national holiday is National Farm Workers Day. National Farm Workers Day. I feel like we don't appreciate these people well enough because they're the ones that are actually involved our in in helping us to get good quality food. They're actually very, very important and we don't appreciate them enough. So to all farm workers out there, to those people working on the farm, those people that are tilling the soil and making it possible for us to get quality, good quality, healthy food. We appreciate you and we love you. We're making a shout out to you because you are literally the best. If you were to stop what you were doing, food shortage would be prevalent here. So we appreciate all farm workers out there. The next one is prom day. So prom is not really big in Nigeria because of let's say moral standings per se. Moral standings because some parents will subscribe to their children dressing older than their age, doing makeup and dressing half revealing clothes and going out in the night for what we call prom. So basically, prom is basically the when I say dinner party for secondary students that are about to leave secondary school and transit to university. So parents don't use subscribe to it in Nigeria, but it's prom day. And like I also said, it's also April Fool's Day. So if you're pranking someone, please prank small, small, because now you're taking things very, very seriously in the country today. The economy is not smiling, so people are not really smiling like that. So please be careful of the play you play with people. Those people that want to prank call other people that okay, there's the package outside and whatever. Be careful, oh. Be careful. We did not send you at all. And it's also International Walking Day. International Walking Day. And on the health and wellness segment, we're going to deal with the benefits of walking. I'm going to go straight to the health and wellness segment. So in commemoration with the National Walking Day, I'm going to give you the benefits of walking. So walking is one of those quiet powerhouses of health, simple, steady, and surprisingly transformative. The importance of walking includes it improves cardiovascular health. Regular walking strengthens the heart, improves blood circulation, and helps reduce the risk of hypertension and heart disease. It helps in weight management. Walking burns calories and supports metabolism, making it an effective and sustainable way to maintain or lose weight. It enhances mental health. It reduces stress, anxiety, symptoms of depression. A good walk often clears the mind, like opening windows in a stuffy room. It strengthens muscles and bones. Walking improves muscle tone, joint flexibility, and bone density, reducing the risk of osteoporosis. It improves blood sugar control, especially important for preventing or managing type 2 diabetes, as it helps the body use insulin more effectively. It also boosts immune function. Regular walking can help the body fight infections by improving immune response. It enhances lung function. It increases oxygen intake and improves respiratory efficiency over time. It also supports digestive health. Walking after meals can aid digestion and prevent bloating or constipation. It improves sleep quality. Regular physical activities like walking helps regulate sleep patterns and promotes deeper rest. It's accessible and also low risk. It is safe for most people, including beginners, elderly individuals, and those recovering from illness. Quick tip: even 30 minutes a day can significantly improve your health. Walking 30 minutes a day can significantly improve your health. Think of it as depositing small coins into a lifelong health bank. So, head here, walking has a lot of significances. Sometimes, if you are not in a hurry, you could just decide to take a walk. Take a walk before you find transport. You can decide to just take a walk around your environment. Just stay and take a walk. You don't need to run, you don't need to jog, just take a walk. It actually has a lot of benefits. Also, take a walk without music. You realize that you your thoughts are literally racing, and you can easily regulate your thoughts by walking, and you can think clearly. Because most times I like taking walks to in order to reason some things properly. That's why I just say, instead of taking transport um for this short distance, I can decide to just walk to clear my head. It was like we use the word clear my head basically, and it works a lot because when I decide to be I decide to think inward and be retrospective of what's happened like in the whole day. I clear my head and realize, okay, this is what I have to learn from. This is what I did. I maybe I did wrong. I need to right the wrong and stuff like that. So walking helps my cognitive process, helps me think clearly, and it also helps burn calories. The calories we've gotten from the high carbohydrate content we've taken in, it also helps us to burn calories. It helps strengthen your muscles and bones because walking and when you walk every day, your muscles, your bones they are being exercised. So basically it helps to strengthen the muscles and bones. It also helps proper circulation of blood around the whole body, because you see that one place, you realize that it's possible that your legs may become numb at some point, and that particular numbness is a result of reduce or shortage of circulation of blood around that particular side of your body. So basically walking helps to circulate blood properly around your body. So there you have it. That's the health and wellness for today. Make sure that you at least take some time to walk a certain short distance. It doesn't have to be long, so that you won't get tired easily. And as you're walking, make sure that you have your bottle of water handy, so that you're walking, you're drinking water, and then you're being hydrated, so that you won't walk a long distance and feel very, very tired. So basically, walking is a very subtle way of exercising your bones, your muscles, a subtle way of exercising your body. And as much as possible, walk short distances in order to improve on your health. So we're going to go back to the break. When we come back, we'll go straight to the top story segment of the show today. This is Die on This Hill by Sienna Spyro. Don't touch that dial. Hell, did I pronounce it right? I don't know when I pronounce it right, sharp, because I've never been supposed to pronouncing this word. Anyways, that was Angel by Hale. Time check is 10 minutes past the hour of 8. And we're going straight to the top story segment of the show today. The first top story is from the university space, and the Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar, Professor Ofyong Efanga Ofyong, received in audience emeritus professors of the University of Calabar, as led by Emeritus Professor Eme Osim. They congratulated the Vice Chancellor on his emergence or as the 12th Vice Chancellor. The professors emeritus presented him with a plaque of honor, while the vice chancellor urged them to bring in the knowledge and experience they have gathered over the years to move the varsity forward. So that is the unicorn news. The top stories from the university space. So what do you think about this?
Okay, so talking about Professor Emre Osim, who was born on the 28th of November 1950 in Usumutong Abiluku government area, and then he was a professor of physiology in the University of Calabar, and then it becomes fit for them to say, hey, we need to go and pay a courtesy visit to the vice chancellor. It has been a tradition over time, but this is a very key one that kept a lot of persons talking about. That I think for a very long time, this is the first of its kind, if not. Okay, and then a lot of persons have applauded such gesture, for them to come together, with these amazing brain blocks, that the university have, produced, to come and say congratulations to the vice chancellor. And a lot of things were also ironed out. I wish we'd be privileged to share part of those things to our listeners out there, but trust me, it was a very fruitful visit. And then the vice chancellor took time to narrate some of the experiences, the impact that these great laureates have been able to leave behind and are still doing, especially to newly recognized appointed professors in the university community. And such is a welcome development. And of course, charged the young ones to ensure that, they learn from these great minds, their impact, what they have done, and the ability they have been able to sustain, the growth they have been able to sustain in the University of Calabar and far beyond. And most of them are great minds in their respective communities where they come from, in their local governments. They become a voice. There are people that individual society organizations run up to gain a lot of insight, a lot of encouragement as well as guidance as to how to better the society at large. So I think it's a welcome development, and this should not be once in a while, but I think it should be something continually, especially those who have retired from service. I know once in a time, each year, they find time to come together again, to solidify, their loyalty, of course, to the university and an institution that have groomed them to what they are in the society today. So it's a welcome development, and as such, we just hope to see more of this really happening.
Moving on, man allegedly kills lover in Cross River State. Hmm. Tension grips Ogoja local government area of Cross River State following the killing of a 26-year-old woman, an incident that sparked outrage and protests within the community. According to preliminary police reports, the incident occurred on March the 28th, 2026 at about 6 a.m. when a 35-year-old man identified as Malime Sunday allegedly attacked his girlfriend, Moshi Lucy Igu, at a farm in Nwang village, Ekajuk of the local government area. The police public relations officer, ASP Sunday Itupa, said the suspect reportedly took the victim to a nearby stream close to the farm where he inflicted machete cuts on her, leading to her death. Police operatives, upon receiving the report, moved to the scene and arrested the suspect. He was, however, rescued from an attempted mob attack by angry youths at the scene. He remains in police custody while investigations continue. Police authorities also confirmed that arrangements are ongoing to deposit the victim's remains at the General Hospital mortuary in Uguja. The case has been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department (SCID) in Calabar for further investigation. However, the transfer of the suspects out of Ogoja triggered fresh anger in the Ekajuk community. On Monday, March the 30th, 2026, women and youths from Uwang 1 and 2, as well as other parts of Ekajuk clan, staged a protest at the area command headquarters in Ugoja. The protesters demanded that the suspect be returned to the community, expressing frustration over what they believe was an attempt to deny them immediate justice. The protest later turned violent as some members of the crowd attacked police officers and vandalized property premises. Police said a Hyundai vehicle and part of the Rapid Response Squad (RRS) building was damaged during the unrest. Security personnel responded by deploying smoke canisters to disperse the crowd and restore order. 8 suspects were arrested the disturbance but were later released to the community leader to help calm tensions, the police said. Calm has since returned to the area, although residents continue to demand swift and transparent justice over the killing. This is a heavy one, and also it's a very, very unfortunate way to die, and it's really sad to hear, to be very honest. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about this
So
news?
whereas we've been talking about jungle justice, and we've been talking about no to jungle justice, I keep thinking, if you wake up one morning and then pick up someone's child and mutilate his bodies, and then you think you should be safe in the society, it's wrong. Whatever someone has done to you, just let go. And then you have to be very deliberate to speak out. If somebody wrongs you, and on the other hand, don't sometimes wait until somebody comes to tell you, oh, you've wronged me. If you have wronged someone, say it out, especially when it gets to relationship.
And it was
you know
basically because of infidelity that he
okay.
decided to do what he did.
And
It's
so I
very
don't
sad.
know. I wouldn't want to say some certain things on air, but there again, I think relationship is a time for you to get to know each other, and as such, things have usually happened along the way. When we talk about sexual compatibility, it goes a long way. It just go far beyond just saying that, oh, yes, you must be faithful to your partner. Satisfaction is another ball game altogether. We've seen issues where people go to court, so why not go to court that, okay, because of infidelity, because I'm not satisfying you, because you're not satisfying me. So why not we go to court and dissolve the marriage? As simple as that. So if you know your spouse is not satisfying you, if you know your spouse have done something wrong, so go to the court, and dissolve the marriage, and everybody, each party should be on its own. It goes a long way to show how much this man has periodically loved the wife. And so the wife, on the other hand, has literally decided based on the information we have. But then I think I would have tend to ask, what exactly have the man done that warrants the woman to have done what she did? Because trust me, there's no smoke without fire and all of that. So I think it's basically the need for human beings, lovers, to ensure that you just need to know who you're getting married to. You just need to know whom you're in love with. Over time, a lot of persons hide who they are. They tend to pretend about who they are and all of that. And then when it gets to that point, they strike. And then it becomes a very bad something, a bad omen to the society. And this, on the
The
other hand,
concept of him killing her doesn't make any sense to me,
so
because
that's what we're
because he could
saying,
literally
generally
just let
saying.
go
And
and move on.
yeah,
He could
so
literally let
we've
go
seen a
and
lot
move
of
on.
men who have moved on, feeling that their wives, now it has to do with
This
communication.
she's
When
not
you
his
have a
wife.
poor,
She's not his wife. She was his lover. His wife,
not
not
even
his
somebody you're
intended, not his
now,
fiance, not
this
his girlfriend.
this
He
this
was
is
termed
this
lover.
is why sometimes when I talk about relationship, a lot of persons ask me, are you in a relationship, or have you ever loved someone? Yes, I've loved someone before, but it gets to the point where I say, look, you have to do whatever you want to do. It doesn't, I'm not your god. I can't decide for you at any given point in time. Okay, I can only put it up to you that, look, look, this is what I feel. And you, on the other hand, can also come up with say, this is what you also feel on the other hand. So I think it's quite important for, people who are in love to know, when it usually it doesn't just happen boom, it gives signs. Okay, when a guy tells you, I have called, you refuse to pick my call, and he starts using aggressive words, you need to be very careful, you need to be very cautious. And on the other hand, when a girl asks you for something, it's always the asking part, and then you refuse to, and you see her reaction, you need to be very careful with
But
that.
digressing
So
from that, actually, I you know I'm on the side of the women that protested, carrying, making sure that they don't carry this case to Calabar. They should solve it there in Oguja, because it's possible, very very possible that this particular story may just die down without the person, without them meting justice on this particular guy,
well,
because justice needs to be served.
yeah,
Justice needs
the
to be served.
justice that need to be served needs for him to serve a prison years, okay, prison time as the case may be, because that's all they can do at the moment, since they couldn't do anything whatsoever until he was arrested. And in as much as he has been in the government's hands or custody as it is now, there is no how the government can release him to, except that they have to do what has happened in Benue, what has happened in Lagos, what has happened in many parts of the country, where even Akwa Ibom State, where we see youth, ramping up a police station and probably tearing it apart and all of that. But I hope that will not be the case in Cross River State. But I just hope that justice would definitely be served.
Justice
Yeah.
must
And,
definitely
and,
be
and on the
served.
other hand, like I was saying, I think the community would have to do a lot of traditional, right, to ensure that such things doesn't happen, because it's going to traumatize a lot of people in that community, especially those who go there to fetch water and all of that. And looking at his age, he's just 35 years old, and
The
it's just
age
something
gap is
very,
9 years.
it's just something very pathetic that
Mm.
within this age range, you're already devolving yourself in such calamity to befall you. This is just relationship. So when it happens to be marriage, where wife say, oh, I'm going to market, maybe because of one thing or the other, she stays more than expected, and the next thing you begin to think is, oh, she went to visit the man and all of that. So I think all of these perceptions will have to stop. When it has to do with relationship, I think during the asking period, women should be deliberate enough to know, because at the end of the day, you're becoming the first victim here, whether you like it or not. So you be at the asking point. Ask questions to know who this person is. It's not about who buys you this, who gives you this, and who does this. It's love you. Who will have to, put things on the table and have you and the person talk it out. When you see a man who decides that, oh, it must be this way, you have to think twice. If you know it's something you cannot change over time, you have to walk away. If you meet a man who thinks like, your decision doesn't matter, look, there is nothing you will ever do. It's not all about beauty. At some point in time, I think some women think it's about how beautiful they are or how intelligent they are. It goes just beyond that. Men are not looking at that. There are some certain criteria that most men look up to. It's not all about your beauty. And so if you know you've offended, deliberately do something, not because you want to do it or not because you willingly want to do it, but try to do something funny and see the reaction the person will give at either your first date, your second date. Before even saying yes to this person, you must have to tempt this person to see if it's somebody who gets aggressively or if it's somebody who threats. I have this particular friend who, over time, whenever something happen, he'll tell you, I'm going to use knife on you. Guy, I just don't want anyone to tell me that. One day, it might happen that, oh, if something truly happens, she might go that extent, right? And so, because of that, I'd say, look, I didn't have to tell her that this is it. I just have to pull off myself and let that be. But after a while, I let her know that this is exactly why. And you just need to do a little family background check and realize that yes, something of that nature has happened in the family over the time, over years back. It could be a reoccurrence. And if you look at this man's situation now, if you dig down either their family, anywhere, whether the mother's side or the father's side, you could see that either some of these things have happened in somebody in their family have actually done it. Because for you to have that temerity, to pick up a knife and mutilate someone, hack someone to death, trust me, it means you're a very terrible creature in human form
Really
in the
hope
society.
that
Yeah.
honestly justice is served, because that's very Very, very sad to hear. So, on the next top story, Plateau government relaxes 48-hour curfew in Jos North after Palm Sunday massacre. The Plateau state government has announced a partial relaxation of the 48-hour curfew imposed on residents of Angwa Rukuba in Jos North local government area, following a period of relative calm after Sunday's violent attack. Under the directive of Governor Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, the curfew will now be in effect from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. starting April 1st, 2026. During these hours, residents are permitted to carry out lawful activities while security agencies continue to monitor the area to maintain peace. The government urged citizens to remain calm, vigilant, and law abiding as authorities work to ensure sustained security and order. In a statement signed by Right Honorable Joyce Ranap, Commissioner of the Information and Communication, the state government expressed appreciation for the resilience and cooperation of residents during the curfew and reaffirmed its commitment to protecting lives and property across Plateau State. The Plateau State government appreciates the cooperation and resilience of public during this period and reiterates its commitment to protection of lives and properties across the state, the statement said. The attack, which occurred on Sunday evening, has heightened fears among residents, with eyewitnesses recounting how the assailants carried out the operation in a brazen manner without immediate resistance. According to a resident, Iam Isaac, the gunmen arrived at about 8 p.m. and began shooting indiscriminately at people in what he described as a busy market area. So these gunmen targeted a very busy place where young people and students would normally convey it's a transit zone basically, and then opened fire and killed a certain amount of people.
If we look at what is happening in Plateau State, right, from 1999 till date, you would see that is far beyond just religious war. It's far beyond just people who just wake up deliberately with no good intention. It's far beyond just thinking that people are struggling anything so important. It is just a deliberate wickedness by a set of people in Nigeria. Are trying to destabilize and kill at will. After all, that's the reason why I keep wondering why we allow individuals to be stronger than institutions in Nigeria. If not, and then I don't want to also talk about why the governor of a state, would have to go visit, his residents who were killed, and then the next thing, you're inside an armored vehicle addressing the people. This goes a long way to show that indeed it is true that Plateau is not safe. And so, on the other hand, I do not want to use this platform to instigate a kind of, okay, what are Plateau youths doing? Or why won't they have to do something about it? Must they wait? Because as it is now, trust me, I don't think the government of the day is ready in
No,
any
put
capacity or
yourself in
any
their
level.
shoes.
Where,
After
okay,
that incident happening, there's definitely going to be a lot of fear. So coming outside to say you want
no,
to
this
protest,
this this is not this is
in
not
fact,
the
to come
first time it's
outside to
happening. If
walk,
you if you
no, to
look
come outside
at
to
if
walk
you
on
look
the road
at
is
the
actually an
historical
issue.
background of terrorism in Plateau State, this is not the. In fact, when they talk about Jos, you could be able to identify and know that Jos has been their bloodbath zone. At these guys, and then you keep asking, what exactly are they struggling for? What exactly are they fighting for? What exactly is their aim, their objectives of carrying out a deliberate attack on innocent, individuals? If you look at the entire war between Israel, US, Iran, and the rest, the total persons killed in Nigeria that is not at war, just within one night, it is more than. If you look at how many generals have we lost in Nigeria, how many military men have we lost in Nigeria, but if you look at the total number of, military men that have been killed in Iran, in US or Israel, combined together, just within 1 month, it is not up to what these guys have killed in Nigeria within 24 hours. As we speak today, a lot has also happened in another part of the country, and keep telling Nigerians that, look,
They keep releasing statements upon
we are
statements and
going to,
doing meetings and everything.
we are going to. What What nonsense?
First
Okay,
of all,
so this
I
is
feel like we
as
have
bad
a
as it
I feel
is.
like we have a president that does not relate with our
He,
pains.
he doesn't even National Assembly to borrow money,
There's
and
a
this is exactly
particular
what has happened. And
there's
the
a
kind of
particular
human being we
image I
have as the
saw
Senate
from
president
this
today,
particular
as we
incident
speak
here.
today, he has okayed over 9 billion US dollars, okay, to the president. And this is the president that just wrote not up to 3 hours, and that money was approved. That's very insane.
There's a particular
People will
image
keep
I saw
asking,
about this
and so
particular
Nigerians
incident.
Nigerians are saying that this particular money is to be used to buy rice and beans. Since the president have turned to a rice exporter, importer, and a sharer. I don't understand what sort of situation we're finding ourselves in Nigeria. And people will be so proud enough to tell you, yes, we are campaigning for this same political party that have brought a lot of trouble, a lot of pains to Nigerians. And I keep asking this simple question: what if it is your own child? What if it is your father? What if it's your mother who is killed right in front of you?
I saw a particular
Deliberately
image
mutilating a
online.
pregnant woman, killing children at will, and nothing is happening. Nothing is really happening. And so it's just pathetic that we're finding ourselves in this kind of country and situation as it is. And
Moving
trust
on,
me, they are still campaigning for 2020. They don't care. The president has not come out to address the country that this is happening. And the governor went in there to talk to the people of Plateau State using armor vehicle. What wonderful, wonderful.
heaven help us, God help us. Moving on, 148 dead, 24 doctors infected within 3 months as Lassa fever spreads across Nigeria. The Lassa fever outbreak in Nigeria continues to escalate, putting health workers at heightened risk as infections and death among medical personnel rise. The National Association of Resident Doctors reported that 25 of its members have contracted the virus, including one death, while the Nigerian Medical Association confirmed that at least 37 health workers have been infected, with 3 fatalities among doctors. Lassa fever is an acute viral hemorrhagic illness endemic to West Africa caused by the Lassa fever virus. It is primarily transmitted through contact with urine or feces of infected mastomys rats or via direct human to human contact. Symptoms vary from mild mellitus to severe bleeding, facial swelling, and shock. Data from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention shows that within 11 weeks, 582 cases have been confirmed, 3,222 suspected cases reported, and 146 deaths recorded nationwide. Taraba State has reported the highest fatalities with 40 deaths, followed by Ondo State with 31. Bauchi State recorded 25 deaths. Plateau and Benue State 11 each. Edo State 9 and Nasarawa State 3. Medical experts have expressed concern over the rising infection among health workers, highlighting action, prevention, and control measures, particularly regarding the availability and proper use of personal protective equipment (PPE). So basically, this particular virus does not have a cure for now. Doesn't have a vaccine either. And what helps in this case is to diagnose on time and then treat the symptoms, monitor the patient closely and treat the symptoms. And basically, these particular healthcare professionals are facing lack of personal protective equipment like gloves, lab coats, and other stuff.
Okay, so let me quickly give what World Health Organization have put out to Nigerians in the world to know that in Nigeria from 3rd of January as of 2022, about 211 laboratory confirmed Lassa fever cases, including 40 deaths, and then case fatality ratio at about 19% thereabouts, and have been cumulatively reported that in 14 of the 36 states of Nigeria, and the Federal Capital Territory across the country, figuring 3 states particularly accounts for 82% of confirmed cases. 63, Edo 57, Bauchi 53, and then other states affected are Benue 11, Ebonyi 5, Oyo 5, Taraba and Kogi 5 respectively, Enugu 2, Kaduna 2, Cross River 1, Delta 1, Katsina 1, and Plateau 1 figures 2. And then of the 211, laboratory confirmed cases, 5 cases have been reported among health workers in 2 states like Edo 3 and then Benue 2. Now, if you look at the figure they actually dole out, you begin to ask yourself, like, are we really sure in Nigeria that we have a healthcare system that is working? First of all, that's the foundational question because one, is our healthcare system actually working? If it is not working, trust me, I think most of these figures are just kind of, you could imagine the whole state, one. And so we need to know what actually, how did that person get it from? Where did he travel to? How did he get it? Like, in what kind of environment did that one person, how did they find that one person and get that person and then went on a test and know that, oh, this person has it and all of that. So these are just questions out of 2, 3, 4 million cross variants. How did they locate that particular one person and all of that? See, I think Nigerian politicians should continue with their businesses. Okay, I think it is time for them to know that in no distance time they will give account of everything they are doing. Just imagine the president have written to the National Assembly yesterday. Within 3, 4 hours, his approval was given by the Senate. Of an okay, to borrow such huge amounts of money, and yet our healthcare sector is suffering, our educational sector is suffering. We don't want to talk about the level of insecurity in his administration, and this is becoming a very terrible situation as the case may be. But here we're talking about health. If you look at it, the total budget of health in Nigeria, all put together, it is not up to how much a particular, let's say, a councillor or a local government chairman is actually whisking away with. Do you understand? In real sense. But here we're talking about an entire healthcare system in Nigeria. This is why at any given time you hear, oh, the nurses are going on strike, doctors are going on strike, this is happening, this is not happening. You go to healthcare facilities, there's no light, there is no bed, there are no water, there is nothing. This, it's so sad. It's so pathetic that we're finding ourselves in this kind of situation in Nigeria. But I just hope that those persons who have been confirmed that, oh, this person have this kind of diseases or sicknesses, they will be quarantined in an area and be treated properly. At least whatever they are able to consume and live, let them use the crumbs left over, to make sure that those persons come out either to spread it or to infect others with it and all of that.
So that's the wrap up on the top stories for today. We're going to go straight to the conversation of the day when we come back from this short music break. This is Soso by Umali. Don't touch that dial. Lack of time, we're going to go straight to the conversation of the day. Time check is 40 minutes past the hour of 8. And conversation of the day is on these free Easter buses. Is that the problem of residents in Cross River State at the moment? Are the buses a welcome development or just politics? Is the problem of residents in Cross River State at the moment free Easter buses? Are the buses a welcome development or just politics? You can call us on our studio phone lines or send a WhatsApp message to 0809 4444 058. 0809 058. You can call in, or you can send a WhatsApp message, or you can drop a message on our live stream on Facebook, on YouTube. Let us know what you think about this. First of all, I feel like the Easter buses are not needed in any way, because people don't have a problem with paying their way to where they are going to. After all, we're doing it for a while and we haven't complained. They've increased, they've reduced, increased fuel, reduced fuel. It has, the price of fuel have been fluctuating, and we've still been looking for money to pay to do these things. The problem is not the transport in itself. We were talking about this on Monday. If you can give people comfortable ways and to have better purchasing power, there's no way we don't need free Starbucks for anything. And even if this is politics, it's not reaching a lot of places, because how many Starbucks are there and how many people are using, how many people want to use it. So most people see through these particular things and they see that, okay, it's not actually a development that is welcome, a development that makes sense to the common man. Because if you are able to make things, the standard of living, comfortable for individuals, they have no problem paying their way. They have no problem paying their way. Most of these buses are not going to some particular routes that a lot of people um transit across. Most of them are just, I saw yesterday, but I think the bus was empty. Yesterday, I think at a Asimbu roundabout, I saw
So
the bus there.
I think I would love to re-say that I am one person who is totally against any free money from government. All of these things are just an avenue to waste resources, because if you ask me, trust me, we are not interested in all of those things. What we want is meet with the government. You have socketed to the center that, we want to socket at the center so that life will be meaningful. The Nigerian lives today is very useless, per se. What we want is meet the federal government that you've socketed to the center and say, please, we need fuel to return back to 87 naira the way you met it. APC met that particular price. So that is what we want. Reduce fuel price to that amount of money. Okay, that's all we want you to do. We can fend ourselves, we can transport ourselves. That is not the problems of Nigerians. If you look at our streets, we ask, how many streets could comfortably boast that even at 1 a.m. you can come out to fetch water free of charge? That is what we want. And funny enough, I wonder, we talked about this yesterday, how Cross River State, we call ourselves Cross River State, a state surrounded by water, river, and consistent rainfall. And yet, we are buying sachets of water more expensive than people who do not even have water
That's
at all.
to 400
And so
naira
no, it's 500 in my street right now. So I begin to
wow.
wonder why did it even get to that point? Why all of these kind of things? So, doling out free buses that we will not even see. You stand on the road,
The
you
one
won't
I
even
saw
see
was
it, and you
empty.
see it, they are empty. Either their doors are closed,
At
or
around
it
the
is
time
filled,
the time that
and
people
they go
normally
and
come
look
back
for
from
somewhere
work.
and park their vehicle, and when it is time, they go back there to go and collect free money. I think this is not really okay. I think it's because we're not talking about accountability the way it should actually seem to be. Because if people are held accountable for the way and manner they spend public funds, and funny enough, how people talk as if these politicians are doing us any good, or the monies are coming from their pocket. For crying out loud, this is our taxpayers' funds. So whatever money the state governor spends, the local government chairman spends, the senator spends, the House of Rep member spends, it is our money. We need to question them. I don't know how people are so uninformed to the extent that they think, when the governor does this, it's coming from his pocket. It's not coming from his pocket. Okay, if it's coming from, he wouldn't be where he is. Okay, so it's not coming from his pocket. It is coming from the federation's account, and that is our taxpayers' funds. It is coming from the same resources that all of us share. So we shouldn't make it look as if whether if the governor does anything, oh, he has done what should not have been done. No, that is why he's there. That is why we elected him to be where he is today. So it is his responsibility to do those things. So it is our own money. We said, go and lead us on how to spend this money. So we didn't say go there and do a little thing and people will be clapping and yelling as if it is the first of its kind,
Even
or it
at
should
that,
not even be existing.
even at that, can we say that this is somewhat biased? Because I mean, they just finished Eid feature when,
Yeah.
and they didn't release that, but
Okay,
buses,
so you can
Ramadan
imagine
buses.
that.
But now they're releasing free Easter buses.
Okay.
It's kind of biased in a way because. I mean, if you release for this one for Christians, why did you release for Muslims?
Yeah,
We
let them
don't
also
need-
move around.
We
So
honestly
we don't need all of these
this.
things. All we
We
just
need
need
to
is
reduce the price
of fuel
please.
and leave every other thing for Nigerians. You will bear it. We don't care. That is just it.
Because that's why we're
A
making
typical
money to
Nigerian,
be able
that
to
is why-
afford all these
Yes.
these certain little things like transport.
We can afford that.
Around.
That is
That's
why
we're making money.
that is why you see most times if you see a Nigerian leave the shores of this country to any other country, trust me, within 1 month, 2 months, you see the person establishing big companies, building big homes, getting new rights, and all of that. So that's what we're talking about here. So I think it's quite pathetic that most citizens of Nigerians think when politicians wake up to do something, so they have done a lot. Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
so we had a
That's not
caller,
true.
but it didn't go through. So please, in case you're the one, we love
I
to
do
hear
all
from
to
you.
call
Please
back
do all to
again.
call back
Yeah,
again.
do all to call back again.
0809-4444-944-058. Please call us back. We'd love to hear from you.
And then it's just like this issue of the fire incident in Akim precisely. We don't
Okay.
want situation where
Person's calling back. Yeah.
okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
Your
good
name and
morning,
where you're
sir.
calling from.
Hi, this is Henry, coming from Calabar South.
Okay, happy new month to you.
Same to you.
Okay, so before you have your take, let's quickly ask you this. Have somebody pranked you about April Fool?
I said that you talk about the style free buses. I think that is not the welcome problem in Cross River State.
Okay.
Very, very sincere. The government has not done anything.
Okay.
You should talk about the free bus last year, December. This was free bus services. I did not benefit from anything. I lived overseas. So many challenges that need to be solved. The government is supposed to come to our rescue. We need work, electricity, good roads,
Okay.
and other things. And you see, the level of suffering that the masses are passing through this time around is beyond human imagination. So they are not looking into anything.
Okay.
Pushing them forward. You know that personal money. So if I should have said to pass through this morning, I would tell you that they have not done anything.
Okay.
Even though, so that is contribution this morning. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That is it. A typical Nigerian is not interested of you giving us money, giving us free monies. We are not interested of all of those things. Give us fuel, return back fuel to what it was before. Anyhow, go and ask those government how they were able to do it, to pay, subsidy, and then we're able to buy fuel at that rate. Now, fuel subsidy is gone. Yet all the promises that, we are going to give free buses to Nigerians, we're going to give federal government free buses to this, and then the state have socketed to the center. For crying out loud, since they socketed, I don't know why there's no light. We've not charged our phone. Nothing is actually happening. In some parts of Calabar South, for instance, of the state, there is no electricity. There's no light. And if you see how much they are going to tell you they spent for these free buses, for crying out loud, you weep. You weep for our dear state. This is not what we want. Give us our fuel back. Return our fuel prices to what it was before. And perseverance would deliberately pay. I have been in a bus where somebody doled out and paid all our fare, and I've also done same.
actually have no
So
problem
let's
with
return
that.
back to that time. Enough of all of this doling out money. Yet our hospitals to go there is becoming a problem, or we are not even asking for much.
You always focus on the wrong.
Return it
things.
back.
You always
That
focus on
is
the
it.
wrong
That is it.
things.
Look at, he just talked about electricity. A lot of our streets in Calabar South do not even have transformer. If you look at an entire street, 4, 5, 6 streets sharing one same transformer, that is wrong.
Instead of actually bringing out free buses here, the price of fuel has increased. Okay, let's say it's on the federal basis now.
So why not
The next
reduce
thing
that
is
in the
to
state?
help. The next thing is to
Subsidize
make
it at
sure
the
that
state level.
there's in the stable electricity is ensured, so that at least we can be comfortable with the fact that we don't need to buy fuel for our gen and whatsoever. So we have another call.
Okay.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Casey. How are you doing today?
Yes, Thompson, happy new month.
I wish you same. We wish you same.
Okay. As a concerned Nigeria, we keep on talking.
Exactly.
And then till one day they will answer. I think this is a whole lot of things coming because of we are so related to them. You understand?
Exactly.
In a sense, take a good look at that during the NSAT time. I think the whole thing that we asked, they implemented it without wasting time.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we gather together and have one voice and go to the government house, this is what we want and want it to be done now. Are you with me?
Yes.
I don't think they will reject it. They will have to have no choice than to implement it. We are just looking at them and watching them. Looking the time, the right time being for we to ask for what belongs to us.
Okay.
Because as far as I'm concerned, this country belongs to all of us.
Exactly.
And nobody will say that is his father property.
Okay.
But you understand? What we asking, give us what belongs to us. Don't punish us for crying loud. We are innocent Nigerians.
Okay.
How can we? How long? For how long we continue to be suffering like this? Huh? We can't travel anymore. We can't build house anymore. We are suffering. We are campaigning for another election where you have never even delivered for the one you have promised to do. Okay? And yet you are promising to campaign for another election to elect you for another new office. That will not happen. Thank you very much this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. You know, when we find ourselves in a sane society, trust me, there are a lot of persons. I have said it consistently that if we truly have an electronic voting system, you know, a lot of persons will never ever they won't even spend their money to go buy nomination form because they know they won't win. You know, and then the system has so relaxed to an extent that somebody will comfortably look at the gulabalo going on between the judicial system, our supposed judicial system that's supposed to be talking about justice, and this is why I keep asking questioning the integrity of our judicial system. Okay, so now you have handed over a whole political party just because you do not want to see an opposition. And currently, as we speak, there have been a lot of course going on in between the ADC that they feel is becoming formidable because of the likes of the persons who have defected from the ruling party to the opposition party, as the case may be. So it's as sad as that. All we just want from our politicians is, look, give us this, return our fuel prices to what it was before. It's as simple as that. And allow the resting. We will give us light, give us road, give us school, give us hospital, and that's just enough. The rest of it, we'll handle it ourselves.
Okay, so we've come to the end of the conversation of the day. When we come back from this break, Obi Thompson will take us through the newspaper review for today. This is The Night We Met by Lord Huron. Don't touch that dial.
Okay, so take me back and tell me how far we have gone from the night we met, and this is coming from Lord Huron, Strange Trails. 2015. That's interesting. When I was born. Oh, chim. Okay, so right away this morning we welcome you to the Morning Boss show and the newspaper segment. My name is Obase Thompson, and right away here we'll be just doing this interesting topic that really keeps Nigerians. A lot of persons are just shouting, "Hey, hey, hey! Why did Mr. President do this? Or why did this National Assembly actually over 9 trillion?" Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's take it from the Punch newspaper this morning with the biggest stories here. Federal government eyes oil windfall to fund 9 trillion naira budget gap. As federal government raises about 2026 spending form to 58.12 trillion naira to about 68.3 trillion naira, government bets on oil boom, fresh borrowing. National Assembly justifies budget hike, cites settling arrears and economic reality. Tinubu's $6 billion loan request gets NAS North debt set to climb. So get ready. So before now, we've been pecking it at each person. Let's say our technical team, Mr. Collins, is going to be owing Nigeria about $1, $1. So that is $1 million. So you have to pay it before you die. And so Sharon is also owing government, because this debt will actually be shared among Nigerians. I've been saying it. Out of 200 million Nigerians, and you're spending over trillions. So why not share these millions? I've been saying it, and Vine is aware of this, that I am a fan of give us this money instead of giving us free buses and all of that. Just give us this money. And trust me, that's pretty much you'll be doing from the newspaper segments. Don't forget that a lot of things is happening in Nigeria, and we're talking about security, situation in Nigeria. So that's pretty much you'll be doing from the newspaper segment. My name is Obi Thompson, and from me to you, do have a pleasant new month. Both on to Sharon for the quote of the day, and of course, a wrap up on the show.
The quote of the day is don't give up. Everything happens for a reason. Don't
Okay.
give up. Everything happens for a reason. Remember to stay positive. Remember to make the most out of your day. Today is a new month. If you're pranking somebody, me, I've said it already, be careful
Yeah.
so that you will not end up being bitten or being accosted to jail by mistake. So be careful as much as possible because we're not playing with anything again in this economy. There's no reason for us to be smiling anyhow, but still remain positive as much as possible and make the most out of your day. From me to you, I'm saying good morning and bye for now.
It's Unico Radio International, Cross River Estate, Nigeria.